Good afternoon. Hi, 10 George Realty and Coldwell Banker Commercial George Realty. We're really happy to have Crexi in-house here today so we can learn more about it together. We have Sean Robertson, he's the regional director, and we have Stephen Compaginis, I hope I said that right, account executive and pro sales. So I'm going to let them take over the screen and thank you and sit back and let's all learn together.
Thank you, Michelle. Should I turn my mic on from here, do you think?
I don't know.
Computer or you?
Do it and then shut off your mic.
Okay. Okay, just a second. Okay, now I think I got you guys both in the screenshot, or one of you can sit here, whatever you want to do. Hey, wait a second, wait.
The volume on your side probably is off, I think.
Good, you're good.
Awesome. All right. Well, first off, George Realty guys, thanks for having me and Steven come in today. I'm excited to chat with y'all. If you guys aren't familiar with Crexi, we have been the fastest growing commercial real estate marketplace. We were created 10 years ago. Our founders were brokers as well. And just to call a spade, wanted to create a one-stop shop that competed with the 800-pound gorilla of CoStar. That was again, one-stop shop, listing, marketing, lead generation, and data and comps all in one place for a fraction of the cost. Something that we added into Crexi as well, which is super important to like niche markets, is going to be the idea of machine learning that every software is talking about nowadays, right? If someone's looking for an industrial warehouse out in Alhambra, I don't want to send a bunch of buyers who are looking for Phoenix, Arizona 7-Elevens and Florida real estate where everyone's looking, right? So we bring that and actually follow, very similar to Amazon. If I go on and look for a golf club on Amazon, it's going to give me golf balls, all of that stuff. If I see someone looking for deals out in your market, that's where Crexi is going to market. And it seems very simple, but it was really needed in commercial real estate, right? So I'll show you guys around kind of just the ins and outs of Crexi today. Feel free. We have enough good amount of people in here. If you guys want to raise your hands, ask some questions, more than happy to. Want this guys to be for you, but I'll give you guys the rundown. We'll talk about the marketplace, comps and data, and then show you the leads and everything too. Sweet. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
An MLS for commercial. Exactly right. Yep. So, and that's what we are right here. So this is what I'm coming on is the marketplace side. So right now we'll just pop open into the market here and see all of the properties in this area. We are a completely national marketplace. So if you guys work with a buyer or somewhere else, go look in that area. You'll see deals there. We did pass up LoopNet and CoStar in terms of listings nationally about 18 months ago. We do have a free to list side of things as well. So any commercial deal should be up on Crexi. And then we have the premium model too, where we're going to send it out, get exposure, give you guys data, comps, financing, all of that stuff. So that's really our process. We do not have a bunch of different options to Crexi, right? Levels where CBRE is paying a bunch of money just to be on the top of the site. We don't do that. We are a per agent basis, cover every deal on your plate, and you're paying for our targeted marketing. We do have a premium like listing side of things that's up in the top of the searches. It's not a pay to play model. It is not just because Marcus Millchap pays us a bunch of money, their deals are up higher than yours. It is going to be based off of, again, the machine learning type of stuff. If some guy's looking out in this market all the time and is clicking on retail and your deal's retail, that's going to be up at the top. And then I'm going to show you the main piece here that we do best in a minute, which is going to be our direct marketing that we actually do for you, which is really different than LoopNet. Cool. In terms of what we work on, I know you guys are resi-mercial, so I always like to point this out. Most other commercial tools see multifamily as 4 units and up. Crexi is totally cool with putting duplexes and triplexes on it. You can market those properties. And again, we are an unlimited listings model, so might as well put them up. They will generate a ton of buyers. When we think about them, yes, they're not the hardest to probably sell. They can sell on Zillow. But if I get an unrepresented buyer from Crexi that's going to give me an extra 2%, that's sweet. Put it up. Very likely to do in any of those regards. And multifamily stuff will get a ton of activity. Cool. not reinventing the wheel here on this marketplace. I'll hop into here now. But one unique thing on Crexi is the first time when someone comes around and clicks on like a flyer, they are prompted to enter in their phone numbers and emails. So similar to, I think Coldwell might even do it on their site, right? We're just making sure these are real people, but then it's going to go into, again, the machine learning that I'm talking about. I'm following every click that this unrepresented buyer and the brokers and agents do on Crexi on the back end so that I know where to then market to those buyers, right? So every single piece that they've done on Crexi, they've been on there for 3 years and always do retail out here. That's probably the first person that we send out in our marketing blast, right? So kind of just wanted to talk about the ethos of Crexi here. And then if you want some of like your insights and just data reports, hey, I want to show what multifamily is going for right now on the active market. We've got all these very easy reports, right? And I'm doing all of this from Crexi right now. I don't have to hop over into data on some other piece or anything like that. This is all from active market multifamily. In a matter of a couple clicks, I can share this with clients. You can share anything on Crexi and PDFs or anything like that. You can do this on sales, leasing, and comps and records. All of these insights are available depending on what you're looking at. Cool. Let's hop into the meat and potatoes of it, if you will. This is what we do best. This is going to be the marketing and the leads that we have as well on them. So we're very transparent about leads. If you guys are using like competition today, it might say 1,000 people looked at it, but you didn't get a phone call, or right, you get one contact for a request for information. Crexi tries to flip that process on its back. For better or for worse, we want to show you every single person who's come in and looked at your property. We'll give you phone numbers and emails for them as well. If you need to show a seller a big number, this impressions thing, we literally just added a few years ago because LoopNet had the idea of impressions and brokers told us that they like to show their sellers big numbers. To call a spade, visitors are real people with contact information, okay? So these are people who are actually going to be within your account, phone numbers and emails based on their properties. This is a multifamily fourplex out here in Alhambra right now. I'm working with one of the guys we work with on the premium side out here. But I'll see again, in real time, everyone who comes in and looks at this deal, right? You'll see phone numbers and emails, can see if they're looking at other properties as well. And then if I see this principal category, those are going to be the unrepresented buyers. The other ones are brokers and agents. But this is why people use Crexi, to get you in front of these unrepresented buyers, these other people who are looking on these commercial sites, and we go a step further and score them for you. This is my favorite part of Crexi. I used to sell in like Montana and Wyoming. And these are places where they didn't really use marketing tools for a while because they were like, these are all just BS leads, right? For sake of a better word. My best way of looking at that is this Crexi score here. It's probably my number one favorite thing on Crexi. It's based off of everything that I've been talking about this whole time of what they're doing on the site. So this is based off of just North Primrose Avenue. These people are scored based on what they are doing on our site. Hey, if my property relevance is a 5 out of 5 and they're constantly using Crexi doing requests for information, I don't need anyone in this room making 154 phone calls, right? But I want to show you guys how to call the top 3 to 5 people who can expand your business, who are doing business in your market. And that's the best way to do that here. I don't need anyone learning a whole new platform. I'll show you guys in a second because Crexi's really on autopilot. If I'll show you down here, here's the marketing blast side of things. We send these out for you. So this is where we get to like the gold, platinum, diamond versions of a competition. This is what we're going to do on any property that you guys work on a monthly basis. Take your deal here. Boom. If you have a couple, we'll shoot them directly to buyers for you. Have your contact information down at the bottom, and you'll see it's not sent to 100,000 people, right? We're going to pinpoint and target people that are actually doing business in the asset type in the market. And then you get to see who's actually showing up based on these, right? So I can come in here, again, get that full contact information. If you never want to hop into Crexi, I work with a 92-year-old guy in Billings, Montana. He's like, I don't want to ever hop into a software, Sean. No problem. Just know who's looking at your property. Download this lead report right here. All it is exactly what we were looking at on the previous page, right? Here's the multifamily unit. There it is. We've got an info request. We can dive in there, but we'll see phone numbers and emails. You'll see all these investors. This is how I can get an extra 2 points on that deal, right? If I call these people instead, that's how we make money on Crexi, right? This is probably the most used tool of, hey, just want to see who the heck's looking at my deal. I'll pick and choose if there's someone I want to reach out to if they haven't already called, emailed you directly. Those are the most common ones. Cool. I'll take a pause there because I know I was on my spiel a lot there. So do you guys have any questions based on that? Yes, Michelle?
Data. Want to Crexi listings they may have, but they're not a paid member. Do you take brochures?
Yes.
So who would they send that to? So
anyone can send any deals. So if you guys have them on like a public MLS link or the Coldwell Banker site, you can just send an email over with your brochures, photo, whatever, marketing description, pricing to listings@crexi.com. It's just listing with an S. We have a team who will build it out for you. You guys don't list on Coldwell Banker Commercial, do you, Michelle? Or okay, so any deal that's listed on Coldwell Banker Commercial will automatically be set on a Crexi no matter what. So if you guys have listed on Coldwell Banker Commercial already, you have a Crexi account, your deal's up there, probably getting leads too. Listings at Crexi.com, Crexi.com. Yeah, so we don't have to make Jacqueline build out all the deals like she does have to on LoopNet today, right? That's that model. So we have a listings team. Yeah, great. You can send the email or just put it on Coldwell Banker Commercial. No.
Correct. It's an open marketplace, so it's free to list, free to search.
Yeah.
What he's showing you on the back end, that comes with the paid side, but you will be able to have your properties up on the marketplace free of charge.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could search there.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, direct competitors. Yeah. And this is what we do better right here than LoopNet. I've been working here for 6 years, this is where I'll stand 10 toes down is targeted marketing, especially out in a market where you guys are. The niche market, like we're not sending it to 100,000 people. It's not just a bunch of people looking for LA. That's what we do really well is that targeted marketing, scoring them and putting some real buyers in your database. Teams would say mostly what they're going to deal with versus Crexi versus LoopNet is going to be end users as well. So I don't know if you guys do any like leasing out here too. If you're filling up like smaller like retail spots out here and things like that, brokers on LoopNet are not spending their time on these properties, right? It's like it's going to be end users, and that's what we'll get you. We'll load up tenants in your database. If you guys are repping tenants too, now we actually give you these tenants, tell you they're tenants. Let's call them and find a space for them, right? So like that's the process that Crexi provides versus saying, give us some money, hopefully you get a call, give you all these tools to be able to run the rest of your business, rep tenants, rep buyers, and expand that process. And that'll lead us into the CoStar competition side now. Oops, sorry.
They try change, propose, pending, whom do we talk to?
So you can have our listings team do it if you want, or it's super easy to edit everything in Crexi. Like I can just go over here, you log in, we go to. If you want to make a change, you can do that, or just do a support ticket listings team. Yeah, but it is super easy to manage everything in Crexi. You guys will easily see that as well. Yep.
If I want to put one of my listings that is not selling,
Yep.
it's like you were saying, it will just give you the information, right?
Yep.
And then it's gonna be sent to prospect buyers.
On the premium side, yes. On the basic side, it's kind of like an MLS. It's just a commercial MLS on that. It's like a bulletin board. So that's the free side. In terms of like the marketing and like that's what we can all discuss here and like depending on like your team, most Coldwell teams, like if we're talking about 5-10 users like around that like area of using it, we can get it with like $250 $300 a month on that side of things to cover every single deal and give you our entire CoStar and data package too. So that's where a lot of the times for these teams, Resi-Mercial especially, becomes a no-brainer if we're talking about $500 at CoStar. And depending on how much value you guys are getting there, using that, I can show you right now all the different tools that we can use in here as well. And that's going to be the comps, reports, all the commercial comps. We partner directly with Public Record as well. All of that's going to be in there. We have a bunch of data partners and title companies to bring in financing and mortgage information. So I'll show you guys a couple of prospecting tips, and then phone numbers and emails as well. We have a different skip tracing tool, be different than CoStar. In the market, I think we usually hit about 6 to 7 out of 10 on commercial phone numbers. Multifamily is more like 8 to 9. That stuff's usually pretty easy. Yeah.
They have, if, then you just send it, I have the, also.
Commercial only,
Just
and
anything
land.
except a single family home.
Yep, we will.
Residential, that Crexi will let you put that in.
Okay.
So that will help you.
Does anyone do land as well?
Yeah.
Sure.
we do a lot of-
Working on that one. Okay, I don't have any.
Plenty of land, we do it all.
The 250 that you were mentioning, like
Yep.
a month.
Monthly payment. Yeah.
It does require a contract.
Yeah, it will. We can be a little flexible on that kind of depending. And I know like with Resimercial, like it is going to be more people who do, like if you're doing 3 to 4 commercial deals a year, that's like usually what I would look at it as. But also like if you have a $1.5-2.5 million property, I'm totally okay selling an annual contract if you're trying to do that. If I'm talking about $3,000 overall and I bring in 2% on a $2.5 million property is an extra 50,000, right? And that's what we do for agents. That's why they continue to use us. And then also like now, once we sell this one property that we do, so let's say we sold a 5-unit multifamily out in Alhambra. I want to come in here right now. Let's go into the market and try to find the next multifamily deals in the market that make sense to call because their seller might be motivated. So how do we do that? Probably based on their financing. That would be one way. So right now I'm going multifamily, open up all these filters. And right now, just to talk about it again, this is now off-market property. So this is just every parcel. These are not active deals. This is in the comps and records side. So it'll be every parcel in the United States. Let me just add units real quick. Let's just go, let's not go crazy, right? Resimercial, let's go 2 to 10 units in Alhambra. I want to look at all those properties. And now let's look at debt financing maturing in the next couple of years. So now these are all going to be multifamily deals, 2 to 10 units that have their loans finishing up in the next couple of years. How I would go about this first is let's just go by interest rate. Anything sub 5 right now, if they refinance on these commercial loans, so these might be some of the stuff that you guys are learning right now in the commercial classes and things like that, but like this is going to be a 5, 7, 12-year process. These are not 30-year like residential, right? So if this one's here is refinancing, it will no longer be at a 4.1. There's a good likelihood that this owner might not see it pencil out anymore. This would be a way of seeing some more motivated sellers, right? So I can come down, learn every single thing about this property right now. We get all the zoning information, property record stuff. I see the history, even the interest rate and lender that they had, all the way out down into their mortgage. And then what our tool will do is actually get you a phone number and an email for the LLC too. So I know today you go to a title company, you can grab a lot of this stuff on one property. You can do this on mass on Crexi, but then at the end of the day, we got to call the person, right? So we got to get you the phone numbers, emails that are checked against do not call lists as well. This is what you can do in mass. I can pull open all 30 of these properties right now and export them into Excel. And hey, those are my multifamily prospects for the next couple of weeks, right? As you could imagine, that's one piece of this tool is finding like debt, things like that. If I have an address that I want to go and find, if I'm walking across the street, I can pull out my phone and, look at this dim sum place and let's go see who owns it. Maybe I've got a buyer who wants to purchase this thing and it's got cash, right? So it can be used for a ton of different models. And then the only other piece that I would add as well for like some of the residential folks that I work with is like, if you're just mainly doing that, the only real piece on this side for like residential business is getting like phone numbers and emails of a residential neighborhood you sell a home to. So I can come in there and pull that out if I want to send out a mailer of all the homes that I've sold in the neighborhood and get my name out there. We do have people doing that in their off time when they're not doing commercial, but that would be pretty much the extent of the residential basis of the Crexi. Cool. We can also create like comp reports and stuff like that. So anything on that side, if I wanted to create buyer reports as well without like listing agents on it and stuff like that. I can do that, but you can create CMAs super easily in Crexi. I can just save a few properties, property records, print them out. It'll have all of your information, insights prepared by you with your logo and things like that, and then dive into each one of the properties themselves. You can customize this as well, and then go into each one of the comps themselves as well. So that can be made in a matter of a handful of seconds as well, just like you're doing if you guys are doing comp reports on CoStar today, and then any analysis, analytics is all there. But I think most of the time they're probably just using it for like pricing deals and getting some ownership here and there, and we'll have you fully covered for sure.
How often do you update the, let's say, you contact property owners, how often do you update the information? Like, is it, how accurate?
Yeah, so we work with 3 different data partners, batch data being like the largest one that we work with in terms of like the phone numbers, batch data. And then we have our own proprietary skip tracing tool too. So we're going to use all of these data providers to confirm that our skip tracing tool is working the best. So ideally, we will hit like all of them, right, with the phone number, and that's going to be the first phone number on the sheet there. Beyond that, like it's always a common process or a live process, if you will. So let me go back to a property record really quick just to show you. If the property record does not have the correct information, we will, like, you can say, hey, like this is incorrect, and we'll go in and then hit our different data partners to try to bring you some different information within 24 to 48 hours. So that is something that we do on our end, but usually hit about 7 out of 10 on the phone numbers, and it is like a live feed from our data partners, if you will, in our skip tracing. But I think that's about it on that side. Went through the marketing, went through comps, data, and all those pieces here. Do you guys have any other questions?
So,
Yep.
like you said, it's about $250 a month, and we can get about a few people.
Yeah, if we get a handful of people in here to like raise their hands and stuff, like standard rate for a commercial broker is $500 a month. I didn't need to come here and like we don't need to go through the million negotiation things there. I'm a straight shooter. That's what our Coldwell Banker office is paying, is like 250 to 300. That makes sense. So if we get a handful of people to raise their hands, totally cool. I would say above like, 3 to 4 even is like okay. But I do think like if you guys are spending money on a CoStar or something like that, or if you guys have like, I'm sure you guys have all used LoopNet. If you guys have been doing commercial for quite a long time, I would always ask like how it works out here, or if you guys are more using it to tell your sellers, like,
I'm still in the beginning process of commercial. I haven't
Okay.
started, so I'm trying to keep my options open.
Yeah.
I understand that LoopNet and
CoStar.
CoStar. I see.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's it as well on the residential side of things. Like that is what our NAR, we have an NAR discount. It's like 350 a month. So you get that, and that's like our residential help to do it. But I mean, it doesn't make sense. But we're even chatting with Cushman and Wakefield teams now that are moving off of CoStar, right? Because it's like they still are spending $500 a month, and it's like end of the day, the data is right here. I'm getting public record comps right on this site. We have our own phone numbers and emails as well. They work better than that. People are using Reonomy, all these different things. Everything is going to be $300 and up in terms of like the data package. I love our data package. It'll solve all those things, but how I can make you guys money is bringing buyers to your properties, right? Like immediately. So that's what I will always sit on, is like, that's what we do best. Send your deal to the right buyers and shoot you straight, especially out in like a niche market like this. We can't just shoot this out to 1 million people and hope it works, right?
So another thing too, let's just say we decide, is there a tutorial, or can we just go to YouTube, be like,
Yeah. We have an awesome customer support team and an onboarding and training team. So we would walk you guys through an hour and a half training if you guys want to, because I went through 30% of it, but I went through the main stuff that everyone's using. There's email campaigning tools. You guys can email in here. You guys can work closely with your marketing team and really easily contact a bunch of leads and buyers as your office. And there's a lot of stuff we can do in here. So yes, onboarding and training, and you guys would get a dedicated customer success person as well. We're over in like Playa del Rey. That's where our office is. We don't farm out our support or anything to different countries or all that stuff. Like they're here. They'll work with you, and we're only 45 minutes away if you need someone to come out here and train you too. So
To get started today, we email you the flyers, the brochures we have on properties,
Yep.
including land.
Yep. All land. Even a residential plot's fine. On that side of things, just no single family home on it. Do you guys get any like like large acreage deals out here or not really?
Yeah, area.
Is it more like ag type of stuff too, or not really?
Farm.
Okay. Well, if we do any like farm, ranch, ag, hunting, rec, and then if your single family home does have over 10 acres, we can do like ranch type property as well. So just to note. Yeah.
I'm sure the other regions would have.
I know I went on the website and it seems like you guys had some good, like some office buildings out here, some good solid properties that a handful of you guys are working on. That's the type of stuff that like you'll see the lead reports. Especially if it's like owner operator type of stuff, like every asterisk you put on, that's where I feel even more that Crexi is like the best place for it because we are going to target and do those pieces. Sweet.
I'm excited because I've been hovering around Crexi for years, but I didn't know about your platform. That's great.
Oh, thanks for gathering everyone together.
For units, that's gonna help a lot of our agents that have 2 to 4.
And that's where it helps and expands the reach, right? It's like if we're doing CoStar and LoopNet, you're spending $700 a month. It's like, hey, let's at least help with duplexes, triplexes, be able to, and you guys will, I know you sell them probably on Zillow anyway, but we'll bring it buyers quick on those type of stuff if it's priced right for sure.
Sorry. And Crexi starting on reading on your website.
Yep.
And I don't search daily, but sometimes when I go in, I wasn't able to access the password, and so after a while I just get.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we'll get all that stuff set up. I left a bunch of cards. Looks like Michelle's passing them out. Feel free to just follow up. We'll get all your accounts set up. It should be the easiest tool that you guys use. Okay, good. Yeah. And we'll make it all easy. Like it should 100%. And on like the marketing side and all that, like if you guys need any training or having problems, it should definitely be like the easiest one to manage out of anything you guys are on. So I can get you guys trained up. And yeah, I mean, I started here 5.5 years ago. We had about 200,000 people looking at the site when I started. And we were a marketing tool, like a glorified marketing tool, a glorified MLS. It's grown a ton. I mean, we have 5.5 million people looking every month at the site. We have a whole CoStar competition now. We had none of that data side. Yep, buyers, everything like that too, right?
That's the nice thing about Crexi, right? Is you could see every deal. CoStar, not to bash them, but to show you how we compare. General public can't even say anything.
Yeah, they're unless it's a paid slot.
Yeah, and then on LoopNet, your listing's visible to the public, but you can only see listings that are paid for by brokers.
Right.
Crexi, it's much easier for any principal developer tenants to come in and see a deal, to get their information as well, so.
But the thing is, you represent your clients, your client can access Crexi, if you represent buyers, right?
Yeah.
Then access, directly with the listing.
Yeah.
That's the only, same as CoStar.
Yeah.
Can we upload the open listing to Crexi? Meaning.
Non-exclusive?
Right. It's in all non-listing.
We know. Yeah.
Yeah, that can cause trouble.
Big trouble.
But if you had a non-exclusive, someone's supposed to make the price of the.
I know.
Are they?
Right.
Yeah, we prefer to not, obviously, just from like legal perspective. Like I've had people call me and like say that person's like listing it, and then yeah, they get in like, yeah, we try to stick out of that legal stuff,
And you know what, yeah, there's a formal request, you want to.
right?
Yep.
And then that, whether they contact that listing broker and ask them to remove themselves.
That's what we do as well. Yeah, we have settings that notify us. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Michelle, we couldn't hear you. Michelle, your microphone is off. Catherine, can you hear her?